runs. Well, welcome back. Another edition of My Junk is Stuff Garage, where we play with junk. And I especially like junk. Lots of junk. Anyway, I believe this will be, I think with my ridiculous, worthless nomenclature, this will be part 3 of Fool, that's me, attempting to hand lay some O-gauge track for a junk layout. Using nothing but crap. Using some old rusty rail from some track I ripped apart, and some wood, that I made ties out of from Menards and so forth. The absolute worst way to do this. You couldn't pick a worse way. But anyway, I really don't care. That's what I'm going to do. You can do it the right way. In fact, that's the best way to do it, is the right way. But I guess the point is you don't have to always do everything the right way. It's not like we're, not trying to build a rocket ship or a submarine or anything like that. So you can take a little liberties here and there, and everything will just be fine. Trust me on that. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express recently, so I got that going for me. Anyway, all joking aside, this will be pretty quick. Just gonna kind of jump into the first steps of working on creating my upper level loops, based on the previous part 1 and 2, kind of showing how I went into a trial of making some hand laid track. And so this just evolves into putting it on a layout. And there's a lot to it, right? Because I'm going to put 2 loops, double track main, around the top of my layout. It's a 15 by 13 room. I've got a trestle bridge that's about 10 feet long, that's kind of made out of wood right now, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. You got to get it all nice and level. All that civil engineering stuff, that's where it pays to stay in that Holiday Inn Express. I'm telling you, you got to do that. Great place. But anyway, again, all joking aside, stay tuned. Hopefully you are entertained a little bit, see something you like, and hey, there's a lot of ways to do stuff, so enjoy. Well, so what we're going to do, since we're ecstatic with the initial experiment of making some 2-rail / outside 3rd rail track using American Flyer rails, wood ties, and HO spikes and such. So the actual goal, now once proven that to myself, that I don't know, that it'd be good enough-ish. The goal then, I've always been working on this incomplete upper level for about the last 75 years, and never had it running. But so, that makes perfect sense that the goal will be to make some track like this for up in yonder. Actually, I got a couple more cars with my Walther's gondola there, and anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I got some 3/4 inch plywood standing on one side, and I'm going to use these true scale bases I have for 48 inch and 52 inch curved circles. I guess I'll do that so you can kind of see them. Looky there, you're taller than me. And I'm going to use these guys, and I've already kind of drawn it out on this nice beautiful paper here, and use that as a pattern, and those as a pattern on my 3/4 inch plywood. And I will cut some sections out. There'll be 4 inch center spread, so 4 inches between the center lines of the 2 loops, 48 and 52, duh. And I'm going to cut some of that stuff out, and then I'm going to lay that out. But what this means is, since my layout is so clean, luckily it's really clean and I don't have anything to move. So I got to take and move all of this junk from this side so I can endeavor to start working on this, you know. So, you know, we're not choosing to go to the moon because it is easy, but we're doing it because it is hard. So there you go. And on we go. All right, here you go. I've already cut a few of these out, but basically what I've done is taken my, well, of course we've got this nice 3/4 inch whole bunch of ply sanded on one side, piece of plywood. Then I've taken my trusty True Scale road beds. You see that one's 48-inch radius, and this one would be the 52-inch radius. All right, so then I take these guys and use them to trace out a pattern on my board, and I've spaced them so that they're 4 inches on center line. Okay, use the old fine high quality Uncle Stanley here. Oh, no, that's not a Stanley. Shop tool, tool shop, whatever. That'd be one of them 99-cent specials. And anyway, I cut some other ones out, and I'm actually gonna do a little trimming on the other ones because I originally left a, you know, I left some extra like around the outside, and I kind of think I don't want to do that. So on these last couple, I'm not going to do that. So I got 3 cut out already. These will be 2 more. Have a little bit of leftover, and then I can get me. So the width of these, when they're spaced at 4-inch centers, is about 7 inches. So I got me a 7-inch straight and another, I don't know, 18 inches, a 17-inch straight. I guess if I had been a little more thoughtful, and the first ones I cut out, I could have saved myself some more room and had 2 of these, but nevertheless, I'm gonna have to go back and get another sheet of plywood. So cut these out with my fine high quality DeWalt jigsaw here in a minute, and well, there you go. All right, so here I have several of these guys cut, and you know, they're not carpenter grade cut or anything like that. They're just, you know, cut. So moved all the buildings and junk, well, some of them. So basically where we're going to go is from the old single track trestle that will eventually be 2-track, because that's 2-track, and it's going to look something like this. So I've basically got a mark where I've come out from the other wall, about 54 inches, 56, something like that. So I have a little bit of room on the outside of the 52-inch radius. So that'll be my starting point for the curve going this way, and then I do the same thing on the perpendicular wall on this here wall. And so then I'll have this little section straight right there, and of course then going down this way, okay, so it'll be something like that. So then there'll be a not designed yet or whatever, duck under or a lift out bridge, probably hopefully a lift out. I've done that before, I like those. So the intent here is to have this come around, go right across here, and it's going to go in between, unless I have to cut this out, in between this old wall and the back of my El Stationo, and kind of right around that way, and it'll go and then curve onto that second level where those Santa Fe alcoves are over there behind the bridges. So my lower level, I'm not changing my lower level right now, so that's all staying the tinplate, right? So then the upper level is going to be for the stuff that needs the bigger radii. So that's the intent. So she's going to circle around like that. And if I get real froggy, I may cut a hole in that wall and put a freight yard on the other side. We'll see. We'll see. And if you're wondering how I square these off without, you know, having a center point or any of that other crap, I cheated. Took these road beds, set them down since I had them marked out, and of course I did assume that the ends are square, but that's a fair assumption. And so then take a little straight edge or something there, kind of line them both up, right, like that. And then I can take the old pin and make my mark. And of course it's hard to do with one hand, but that's what we got. So that gives me something to line up on for the old miter saw. I mean, like all this other stuff, there's better ways to do this to be more accurate. You could argue I'm just like roughing the heck out of it, but it's going to work just fine. So of course the plan with this is that once I lay the track on these 3/4 inch sections, I'm going to take these actually and scab them together with a nice piece underneath there at each joint, right? So it'll be one nice continuous smooth piece all the way around, right? And then I can screw those down to uprights and so forth, you know, typical style. But the idea is that I will be able to disassemble these sections, if you will, in the event I want to redo anything or whatever. I mean, we haven't moved in a long time, but this just seems to give me a good means to make that a little more robust or flexible. All right, again, the layout's pretty messy, sorry, but you can see maybe kind of from this view, got that laid out. Got these nice sections, 48 and 52 inch radius, and of course there's my true scale road beds that I used as a handy pattern guide type thing. So basically I'm going to have a double loop running around this room. This room is basically, this layout in this room is about 15 by 13, and the direction we're looking is the 13, but I've got the door, so this end is going to kind of come across, and this will be at the angle. And what I'm actually gonna do, if I can show this without like breaking some stuff, is yeah, so this will be something like that, and then these two lines will go at an angle back there behind the station, and then they'll loop around all the way over to that parking lot. High line I call, parking lot I call a high line. And then of course that'll circle back around to the elevated trestle, and of course I'll rebuild that. I haven't decided how I want to do it. There's so many different ways that I could go about that, and some could be good and some could be better, but anyway, it is what it is. Oh boy, almost looks like we're getting somewhere, eh? Yeah, buddy. Bunch of ties. They look like ties. Yep, and there's some more ties. Lots of ties. Ideal, perfect, vintage, just like 1935. Begin. All right, here's a quick update. I've put a little bit of the gray stain on my newly minted road bed here. So I mean, it's not really much of an update. I've still got to go and purchase some more tie making material. Tie, like Thurston Howell. And of course, get another little sheet of 3/4 inch, make the rest of the road bed, because I've got to make the road bed for over there. I think I've got an idea what I'm going to do for the trestle, but I'll leave you in the dark there.